Wait, a special episode? Nope, it's not a salad. It's a tradition. So every Halloween, since the kids were little, as far back as I can remember, my wife Tammy would always make chili. She'd make a big crock pot of chili for Halloween. So then you can come and go when you're out trick or treating. You come back, you can have some chili. Parents could drop by and have some chili. If the kids pop in, they're just gonna be in for 10 minutes and go back out. They could have some chili. So chili is a perfect meal to serve on Halloween when you have little kids going out trick or treating. So we've continued that tradition, even though we haven't been trick or treating in probably 10 years. But now my wife's traveling. She's out visiting her parents, my in-laws. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to make a big crock pot full of chili. So where do I go? Happy Foods. And do they have chili? Of course. And is it homemade? Of course. So let's do it. Chili with beans cold. So this one has ingredients. I got a lot of great feedback on the ingredients popping up around my head the other day. I'm not sure it's going to become a standard thing, but chili with beans cold. $6.49 a pound. This is a 1.11 pounds. So that's $7.20. Do your math. All right, let's see what we got here. There's ingredients on here, but I want to look at it while I'm reading it. No, I'm not going to be eating it cold. I'm going to be eating it warm, but I'm going to read it and then we're going to go to the next step. So it has the ingredients on here. Ground sirloin. Really? Oh. Tomato sauce, tomato puree, pork and beans. Pork and beans. Oh, that's interesting. 3 peppers, yellow onion, salt, pepper, chili powder, cumin, and garlic. Oh, yeah, you can see the beans in there. I mean, I was almost going to buy some kidney beans over there because I'm like, I'm going to throw some kidney beans in with this salad. But then I saw that chili. Then I saw it was chili with beans. I'm like, oh, I don't need beans. But the beans are like the pork and bean size beans, like you're having, Campbell's pork and beans. Oh, that's weird. I mean, but they do make homemade pork and beans. Maybe they just use that and kind of double duty it. I don't know. It looks pretty good though. I'm gonna go heat some up and I'll be right back. Let's see what we got. Really tomatoey. I mean, that's what you get bright. I mean, you get tomato and then you're like, oh, there's that tomato. And then it's like, oh, and then a little more tomato. It's tomatoey. I like that in a chili. Yeah. It's not that far from their sloppy joes, honestly. It needs way more chili powder, and it needs cayenne pepper. It needs to. I mean, I could put this on a hamburger roll. I'd be fine. I'd be like, what? Why do you have beans in your sloppy joes? But other than that, I'd be, you wouldn't be able to tell. This isn't that far from being a good chili. If you had more chili powder in here and some cayenne pepper, you've got a pretty good chili. I prefer kidney beans over pork and beans, but that would make it better too. But yeah, I mean, it's close. It's close. whether the chili's good or not, happy, sad, either way, you're gonna want to have a good beer with it. So I went over to my friends over at Bottles and Cans, and I picked up, based on their recommendation, a Maplewood porter. This is right over here on Central and Devon. It's called Bottles and Cans of the Craft Brew Center of Chicago. They have a store over on Lincoln Avenue. They were voted the second best by the Reader. They were voted second best craft beer emporium in Chicago. We won't mention who first best was, but even the Bottles and Cans people were like, yeah, that probably makes sense. But I mean, second best. I mean, so you don't get, Cheryl Tiegs and you get Elle Macpherson instead. Well, seems like a decent trade-off to me. That's the best part of the meal. I mean, that's delicious. It's a porter. I knew it was going to be. It's a little darker than I thought it was going to be. I've had porters that are definitely more brown than black, but I guess, happy Halloween. Really good. Really has a. So I'm going to jump in here in a second. Yeah, this is easy. Buy it. It's fantastic. Like almost everything Maplewood puts out, it's just tremendous. Just great. I mean, it goes perfectly with this. But to the chili, don't buy it. It's just. It's not chili enough. It needs chili powder and it needs cayenne pepper. And again, maybe it's the neighborhood. That's why that's not done. But I got to review it on what I'm eating. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to eat this. I'm going to eat it. Might put it on a turkey dog or something and eat that. If I'm going to eat it, it's not like it's No. It's fine. I'm going to eat it, but I can't recommend that you buy it. So that's it. Special episode, special double episode. Our first ever beer review, Maplewood Porter. Couldn't start out greater from our good friends over at Bottles and Cans over right down the street on Central and Devon. And then the chili. Not a salad, more of a soup, more of a sloppy Joe. One good, one not as good, but that's how it goes sometimes. Listen, I'm Ed. That's Happy Foods, and you've been happy fooded. So, to Wally.